the purse that we had this weekend for Pro Shifter for a Pro Tour event, absolutely unreal. 14 grand totaled up between 2 days of main event stuff, 6 grand on the 6 grand dedicated to the overall weekend purse. You walked away with a couple grand yourself. And we were talking before the show. I mean, I think without question that factored into you guys putting on a better show, more aggressive, getting after me, even teammates going after it.
Yeah, for sure. Everybody was definitely more riled up, especially when Aspen stepped up for the overall points. And but not just with the purse. I think it was more of just more drivers, more competition. I think everybody was a little closer than they have been. It wasn't really seeing somebody walk away with it. Usually, there was always nose to tail racing, side potting. There's all kinds of stuff. So.
Yeah, I mean there was more. You and Marian, had your good battle in one of the pre-finals, right? I mean the Saturday final. First of all, we talked to you on the broadcast. For everyone that didn't already listen to it, walk us through that Saturday main, and in Kyle Wick's case, a blessing in disguise of that cart just absolutely breaking and qualifying for no heat cycle, eh?
Yeah, he did have one less heat cycle on his tires. And for anybody that wasn't in Utah, one less heat cycle on your tires was huge. Usually about 2 or 3 tenths slower every time he ran the tires. If it were only for half a lap, or 10 laps, it didn't really matter. But anyways, I mean, still regardless, he drove great. But yeah, in the final, it was pretty nuts. We're all going at it pretty early, trying to get the track position on the start, and unfortunately, Marian and AJ got into it. It was kind of they both squeezed each other down. It was kind of a racing incident, but they both forced the issue quite a bit, and that opened the door up for me. Oh, I think I was actually behind Pickett. Had to get around Pickett, and they shuffled behind me, and I got the gap, but Wick put his head down and caught me.
And he got there late. I mean, that race is textbook. Caleb, you were as hyped up as I've seen you in quite some time. Obviously, you're a shifter guy by trade. How cool was that?
Oh, I mean, it was awesome to see. I mean, coming out from the Midwest, we have Rock Island, Quincy, Elkhart has had a lot of shifters in it. My first time at a shifter race was watching French when he had a baby face still at Rock Island in 2012, going back and forth. So, I mean, it's awesome to see it come back. I mean, it had its heyday when the moto was around, and I thought it was going to be away for a while, and now it's kind of starting to come back. So hopefully, get just past that point.
We've talked kind of back and forth in episodes way back about the premier class. Obviously, you want to have it like you said, Jake. We don't want to have runaway races all the time. Those are going to be more inevitable in classes that have higher and higher skill ceilings, like shifter, right? You get more horsepower. You guys have gears. You guys have front brakes. There's more the driver can do, and there's more setup that can factor. There's just a bigger delta. So more often than not, than a 206 race or a KA race, you're going to have less guys. You're going to have more runaways in those races will. But, it seemed like this weekend was good. And my concern always has been with the KZ stuff is engine parity. But it seemed like, I mean, we had different teams kind of running different programs and different American engine tuners and engine builders that were, running those deals. And it didn't seem like anyone had a major leg up on power. Is that kind of where you felt this weekend? I mean, we had multiple different of all the major guys, with shots to win.
Honestly, power wasn't much of it at all. Me, Marian, Wick, AJ, even Hannah. There was quite a few of us, Pickett, that were all going down the straightaway, and it was pretty evenly matched. It's all in the carburation, so the motor's not, a big part of it. It's just if you can get the carburation pretty good, and then, you're set to go.
Watching that stuff from the sidelines, Dalton, you've talked about it. I know that where you're at has you kind of on the sidelines just by budget. Obviously, we're not going to get to see you as often here in the fall this year. It was a shoestring deal to put you together in X30, but you're just like anyone else. I mean, I don't remember. Were you on that show when Danny called everybody out? I don't think we had you on that week, did we?
No, I actually was on that week. Yeah. Yeah, Danny did call us out pretty hard. He was right though. No, like as soon as the shifter racing if it stays like it has been like that in Utah, like that was a really interesting race. Like I loved watching that race, and if it can keep doing that, then it's gonna be way miles ahead of X30. But only problem with it for me is money. So.
Well, it's certainly tough to get there. At the bare minimum, like we've talked about, when you have more open manufacturer stuff, there's more opportunities for those manufacturers that want to get their names out there to run up front. Granted, just about everybody. Was there anyone that Jake, that was not on a TM up there? Was everyone on TM and then just kind of tuning themselves a little different?
Hannah was on a Vortex.
Okay, gotcha.
There was another, I can't remember her name. She was on a GFC cart, Track Magic. She was on a 175.
Sure.
Lily
Okay.
was on a IME Screamer, and everybody else was on TM that I know of.
Right.
There was a few oddballs in there, and for the most part, I think they all had pretty decent speed down the straight. I don't think anybody was too crazily fast over the other.
The racing that was put on this weekend was good. Like you said, Jake, the numbers were there. I want to believe that the purse money coming in was a spark to kind of help guys out. It was late. I don't think it changed a lot on total entries, but I think if that purse is able to be similar moving forward, where it's without question the highest class to pay, you're going to attract more guys. Even Norberg himself, you can go and look on his Instagram. You can talk to him. He's talked on the show. He wants to go at it. He's in the same boat that you're in, Jake, and the same boat that everybody else once they get past 20, or in Dalton's case, when you're at Dalton, how old? You're what, 15, Dalton? 16?
16.
16. At the point where it needs to make sense. You know, you can't just be spending 10 grand to come away with nothing. So having at least that little bit of carrot to dangle. In the case where Norberg's at, he walked away with $5,000 this week, sweep the next 30. But Kyle Wick walked away with $6,500 for a first and a second in pro shifter. So if Ryan thinks that he can get on the box consistently in pro shifter, and he's able to work his deal with RPG to let him go and try that stuff, he wants to go for more competition. I don't think a lot of guys enjoy a boring year of just driving away and everyone hating you for it. I think he wants a new challenge. He's a racer at heart. I think if we can keep that stuff where it's a level above on everything, not just a level above on speed, it'll attract that stuff and it'll be good. I mean, sounds like Danny's going to be back for Newcastle. That pretty much puts another big shoe in the field when we come back, if everyone can come back for it.
Yeah, hopefully we can get Brent Cruz and Connor Zilch and all them boys back. You know, they definitely, the newer generation came along. They hopped in shifters, and it definitely showed. You know, they're 13, 14, even maybe 15 years old, and they ran up front with us. I mean, I think I can think Connor qualified second in NOLA right behind Marion. So you know, they can do it. It's just, but like you said, there is a budget to it, and you know, if we can grow the fields, I think it could be better racing for sure.